Hello everyone and welcome back to Kali Call of Darkness Season 3 Episode 5. It's time to go back to Kiligrami. Oh no, why? But things look totally different from last time. What? Is everything now deceased? Episode 5. The Goddess Kiss! Okay. Yeah, we're gonna die, okay. Two pairs of eyes were staring at me, waiting for my answer. I hesitated only for a few moments. Kindness of Goddess Path. This seems to be my destiny. I do really want to join them, as they share my beliefs. However, I'm not blind. With friends like these, who needs enemies? Thank you! Not everyone here is eager for the Bazoos to return to their native land, and not everyone is well disposed toward me. I do want to be part of the sect and the Dozen. I don't want to murder people. But honestly now, I understand part of it. They want to protect themselves and the land. Like, they don't want to die. They 100% believe, because, let's be real, AMRIT literally is connecting with the goddess Kali every time he does a ritual. So, of course, he believes. So he knows that the wrath will come, so he's trying everything to prevent it, to protect himself and the people he cares about, I would think. That's why the sect is there, but it's still sacrificing people, and I'm not having that. So, I'm a little 50-50 here, but as an equal, not as a puppet with AMRIT pulling the strings. That's also something. They know more than I do. Vimal hinted at that. That's what gives them power over me. It's time for me to change that. I'll pretend that I don't suspect anything, but I won't agree right away. I'll make them work for it. Exactly. Make them sweat, girl. Amala, please hurry and make up your mind. We're wasting time. I'm interested in your offer, but I have one condition. Are you trying to haggle, darling? Yes. I'm only trying to balance the scales. So far you've been toying with me like cats with mouse. Yes! For example, you intimidated everyone I questioned at the hotel. Who told you that? Doesn't matter. Respect one. I won't say a word about Madhu or she'll get in trouble. I just figured it out. They were trembling in fear. It was clear that they were scared of Ratan. You tell them, girl. You tell them everything. It's true that we're ready to go to great length for the sake of our goal. But if you knew all along, why are you only approaching me now? Because she's a smart woman, and most importantly, calculating. She knows when to show a hand to gain the most advantage. That's the most beautiful compliment someone has told me, AMRIT. You're getting points here. Is that admiration I hear in your voice? He better be admiring me. Absolutely. If you ignore the roads, you're more likely to win the game. Thanks to your conversation with Madhu, you had information you could use. Anyway, who's in charge here? AMRIT or Ratan? Who should I focus on? This choice will not affect any of your relationships. Okay, this deal should be mutually beneficial. I agree if you accept my terms, AMRIT. I agree if you promise to help me, Ratan. Okay. Honestly, I think we should address AMRIT because he's our boyfriend. But if he comes at me with some attitude, it's over. I'm gonna try to get with Ratan. Let me stop. I agree if you accept my terms, AMRIT. We're gonna focus on you. You know I won't make your life easy otherwise. Looking down on something you know you need. You're the one who went out of his way to find me. How am I the one who needs you? Once again, you're playing hard to get, but I can feel that you're secretly having fun with this. I have to, sir. That's flattering that you went to all of these extremes just to find me. One thing doesn't exclude the other. What do you want from me? What are your terms? I'm gonna be the top. Let me stop. I'm gonna stop. From now on, you must be honest with me. Answer my questions directly and don't beat around the bush. If you want me to be honest, sir, and not try to speak in all these riddles, you have to do the same. Are you worried that I've been lying to you? You've been lying to me the entire time! I only want you to stop avoiding my questions. You will keep your word, right? Don't call my honor into question, Amala. We have a deal. From now on, I'm an open book. You better be an open book. You've chosen Amrit's honesty. He agreed to never lie to you. This will affect the plot. Okay. It's hard to trust him, but I will give him a chance. Your request is granted. Anyone who belongs to the sect entered those and receives my assistance. Provided their ideals and requests are not too outrageous, of course. Since now I answered your question, I want to know more about this connection. AMRIT? You tell him, girl. Tell me all the tea. Dubai sank down on the sofa, crossing his legs. Ratan stood behind him. My father and your grandmother agreed to this union between our bloodlines. By joining two influential families, they wanted to obtain unrivaled power. They wanted us to fulfill our destiny without conflicts, not in competition, but always supporting each other's instead. They didn't just decide to bring us together any two hairs. They didn't just decide to bring together any two hairs. We're talking about me and you, right? Yes, in 1951, when I was born, I became immediately clear who would lead the family in the future. But I wasn't born until 4 years later, and in another country, the United Kingdom. Everyone already knew that Jyotsina was going to have a girl. The Bazus never have firstborn sons. Ooh! Besides the Dubai's family, Ibrahim predicted your birth. And how were we bound? That I don't know. My father mentioned some rituals, but he didn't elaborate. So I would say they had to give some blood sacrifice to bind the bloodlines. I looked at Amrit doubtful. But then I promised to be honest with you. So you really don't know? What do you want, Amala? To learn about all the unnecessary details? Yes. It's a connection that binds two people, sir. It's essential for me to know everything there is to know. It was some kind of ritual thanks to which we can each feel each other and become stronger together. So that's why we always feel attracted. Because the closer we are, the more powerful we feel. And apparently we like that power because we feel invincible together. So every time we're close to one another, we feel this rush of power. And the closer we are, the stronger this rush of power becomes, I would say. Stronger together. Yes, together we can reach our zenith. Devadas has kept some information from his dear son. Is this true? He must have had a good reason for it. If this is true. So Devadas doesn't really trust you. That's funny. Let's mock him about his father. Let's mock him. So Devadas doesn't really trust you. I thought you were close since you're his hair and all that. That ceremony has nothing to do with my duties as a priest. And it's not as simple as you think. Things are more complicated in our family. Or maybe they just don't tell you anything. I know what you're doing. You're trying to rile me up, hoping I'll let something slip. But the truth is, my father and Indira were close. Their deals and decisions are none of my business. Devadas and Indira were close? Was there more than a working relationship between them? You've learned an important detail. You'll have to look into it. This is one of the main reasons why you were so needed. It wasn't because of the marriage, but rather for the union. Amrit suddenly interrupted Ratan. No, it was about the marriage and about the baby we'll be expecting. Can I smack him again? Like, they only wanted me here, like us, so that we could fall in love because of that damn union that binds me and Amrit together. Two could have the hair so that they would have more power. Because together we're invincible, so we have more power. The baby doesn't matter anymore. What the hell are you talking about? What baby? If she gets mad, then she's literally me. Well, what did you expect? How else would families be united? Ask if you have any more questions. This is the time to speak up. So, are we connected both spiritually and physically? Yes, we have been connected since before we were born. That's why I told you that any path will lead you to me. And the fact he's so cocky about that. And you never thought about disagreeing with that? Why would I object to a bride I hadn't even seen yet? Yes, girl, same. Same, the ... No, Amala, I never did. If there's a woman destined for me, what's the point of looking for someone else? So, did you ask for your fiancé to be brought to India? You weren't just looking for the last basu, but also for your future wife. Yes, knowing that you existed somewhere out there on the other side of the world, I couldn't wait to find you. Oh, and for how long have you been looking for me? I love this. For a very long time. Very long. I've been waiting for the one I was told about since I was young. I used to daydream about how you'd look, how you'd behave. I wanted to see the famous Bazoo traits that everyone had been talking about. I was looking forward to it. So, is this a marriage of convenience? Is this all about influence and cooperation? I wouldn't say that. My family can count some of the highest ranked priests and temple officials among them. My ancestors mentored many rajas. Their insight and wisdom are passed on to every man in my family. And you? They say that the blood in your veins is that of a Mahadevi Kali herself. What? It's just a legend. It was how they explained the fierce temper and the iron will of the Bazoo women. Allegedly, they carried within themselves a drop of Mahadevi's fire. Didn't I say that we're somehow connected to the goddess Kali? I mean, at first I thought we were Kali, but I threw away that thought when we saw her in person. So we're literally somehow, like I said, I had a guess when we were in Ratan's realm, where I was like, perhaps we're an avatar just like Ratan. An avatar from her. If we have a bit of a fire, we kind of are like a avatar of Kali. A funny joke for some, a reason to be afraid for others. I turned to Ratan, as he must have known the truth, but his only reply was, those who hold the power need to stand by each other. And while doing so, they also improve each other's flaws and enhance their strength, because it's not just a matter of influence. So that's what this is all about. I knew it wasn't just a need to gather all the members of the dozen. You're right, it's not just that. So you just wanted me here to have my child, okay. Damn it. Amrit and I were born already destined for each other, and both he and Ratan kept quiet about this whole time. Can we smack just both of them at this point? You and I are finally together as the gods wanted. There shouldn't be any more obstacles now. Can I kick his balls, please? I can't seem to be able to keep up with everything that's going on. I'm not rushing you. I'm savoring the time we are spending together. Getting close to each other. If I were to get everything at once, I'd get bored quickly. Amrit, so you have to become my husband? Finally. Yes, my future wife is no longer just someone I heard of, but she's standing right in front of me. Future wife? I haven't agreed to anything yet. Tell him that there's nothing. But you will. You won't be able to turn your back on me. Are you sure about that? Because I have some say in this. I'm pulling the strings. If I don't want to pick a gem choice, I won't. We were born for each other. Oh! At this point in time, I want to say that we're soulmates. But I see being soulmates as something romantic. Like you find someone that shares your exact thoughts, and love in general is something beautiful. But if you find really the one for you, he makes you a better person. He's always there for you. He just, I don't know. There are friends of mine where like I'm sad and they immediately just write me a message in the instant when I feel like I'm in pain. And they're like, hello, are you okay? I was a little worried about you, even though we like wrote a few hours before. So there is this some kind of connection. And if love, like powerful love is involved, then that's something even more extraordinary. And I can stand with the fact that he's so cocky about this. I see a soulmate bond as something romantic. Like we just click. We have this connection because we are so similar. We balance each other. We have this connection that makes us be invincible together. He just keeps on putting all of the connection we have on the goddess, and I'm not having this. Like, it's like he just sees us as his future wife and etc. because the gods said so. We were born for each other. Why would you want to look for someone else? To take you down a peg, that... You can try. You and Amrit are together as it should be. What? The fact that this was literally not the thing. But what was this message? You are together as you should have been. Are you kidding me? But I'll still call you my bride. Nah, you're not gonna call me. She's me. At this point, we already established like 100% she's me. You better not. And who will stop me? Me! I will. Do you have any doubts about that? Amrit shrugged his shoulders nonchalantly, running the tip of his tongue over his split lip. Yeah, keep that in mind. Alright, once was enough for me. Exactly. Silence! Silence! Amrit knows very well what happens when you get angry. That's funny. You do not test my patience, sir. Just the fact that you are insanely hot is not gonna change the fact that I'm gonna whoop your ass if you're getting on my nerves. As we were about to leave, Ratan restored my Mendy, giving me a reproachful look. His gaze made it clear that I shouldn't try to wipe it off again. My apologies, Ratan. I'm so sorry, Ratan. He's literally so pissed. Another day, another shocking discovery. Next, I'll find out Kiran isn't really my brother or something. That's funny. Speaking of Kiran, if Priyanka is also involved in the affairs of the dozen, she can spy on us on behalf of Amrit. None of my plans are going to work if they know about every move. We've agreed on everything. Now, can I ask for your help? What kind of help? Deciding to take advantage of my new situation, I replied thoughtfully. Since I'm going to be staying here for a while, I wouldn't want to further inconvenience the Chauhans. I like to move out and live alone with Kiran, but I don't know where to look for a home to rent. Amrit and Ratan exchanged glances as if understanding each other without the need to speak. Nevra Inlands from Eldaria New Era. Or I would like to believe Lance and Leifden from season 1. Take it in, sir. Take it in. I'm not going along with your bullshit anymore. Yes, silence. That's a silence I can get behind on. Both of them immediately agreed. Exactly. You don't push my buttons. That's a good idea, Mala. My people will gather some options for you and help you move. At first, I couldn't believe it was going to be that easy, but they both looked pleased. Yes? Really? That'd be lovely. Then pack your bags. Don't take too long. It's time for you to try on your new role. Pleased about the idea of moving, I quickly went to Kiran's room so we could leave together. Along the way, I replayed in my mind the conversation I just had. A fated partner, a union, a baby. It's a normal thing for families to want heirs. But the context in which they mentioned the baby felt odd. Ratan insisted that it doesn't matter anymore. Thank you. Amrit caught up with me in the corridor. What do you want? Are you leaving without saying goodbye? How rude. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm really confused after what I learned here. I need time to think about it, and you're distracting me in more ways than one. A couple of minutes in my company shouldn't be that distracting. Without waiting for an answer, Amrit pressed his hand against the wall right next to my face, catching me in his favorite trap. I tensed up and felt happy at the same time. Yes, when I found out the truth about our relationship, it felt like a betrayal. Thank you. As if he had been laughing at me all this time. Thank you. But the confusion and anger inside me couldn't overshadow my feelings for him. I still wanted to be closer. I still yearned for his touch, and that's what makes me so mad. These conflicting emotions were clashing inside me, and I no longer knew what I really wanted. Despite all my fears, I'm still madly in love with Amrit, and that scares me. Yes, I'm in love. I can't help it. Of course he doesn't need to know. I still can't trust him completely. He could sense my internal struggle. He realized that I wasn't flirting with him, but I was just confused. AMRIT pulled away a little, giving me a puzzled look. Is something bothering you? You already know. You can feel it. Why do you ask? I blurted out my honest answer before I could even think about it. Thank you. What else are you hiding from me? He frowned. What is this about? I want to know if there are other surprises waiting for me or if I can finally breathe. Good. AMRIT rolled his eyes. He's not actually rolling his eyes at me. Straighten up, no longer in my way. He looked frustrated, as if I had ruined the mood with my question. Oh, I'm sorry. Where is your respect for me? Where is your respect for women? Have a respect for me. Just because we're mated doesn't mean that I'm gonna give you what you want. We're a fighter. We already saw it. We keep on, sometimes we can't hide it because, we're destined to be together, blah, blah, blah. So we keep on falling back into this man's trap because, let's be honest, I would be too. But we're still confident and we are very powerful. Like, we are strong. If you don't give me the peace I need, I'm not gonna be with you. But I stood still, looking at him questioningly from under my brows. Oh my god, 52 gems. This is gonna be interesting. Answer me. I thought so. Not I thought so. Oh god, yeah, I'm gonna take the answer me, because this little bitch is trying to hide something from me and I'm not having it anymore. Every single episode, the more we spend time with AMRIT, the more this man is trying to hide something from me and I'm not having it anymore. If you want to have an honest relationship, you have to be honest. All these new revelations that keep on clashing onto me is not gonna make me want to trust you even more. Because you're just opening up because it's a convenience for you, not for me. You don't care about what that actually causes inside of me. You're only thinking about yourself. You're an egoist. You're only thinking about yourself. You're not actually thinking about what that actually could mean for me. Like me finding out that we're destined for each other, that's one thing, because we're already in love. But it actually also makes us feel that the love isn't even real. You know, it's just a destiny. Destiny said you are destined to be together, so we fell in love. You don't even give me a chance to breathe. You just keep on bringing out another new thing that I have to swallow. And then you keep on flirting with me, not even giving me the chance to process everything that you've been hiding from me. Like, sir, answer me. What else I don't know? When will I be able to fully trust you? That's enough. Nah, you're trash. AMRIT took a step closer, forcing me back into the wall. The hallway was completely empty, so he didn't need to hold back. I don't appreciate your tone, and I don't appreciate the way you're acting. You could have asked me calmly, and I would have answered. Instead, you went straight to accusations. Do you expect something different from me? Like I said, this man is only thinking about himself. His face was so close that I could see the heavy line between his furrowed eyebrows. AMRIT looked annoyed, but the energy I could feel told a different story. He was hurt by my lack of trust. Sir, if you're hurt, that's a good thing, actually. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because that means that he actually cares about what we say. That means he actually cares a lot. We know that he's in love. It was said already in episode 3 at the end that he's in love. So whatever we say can hurt him. But if he wants us to trust him, he can't keep things to himself. You can only trust someone when you don't have the feeling that they're lying to you constantly. And he keeps on hiding things that makes us, that kinda is lying. Because you're keeping the truth. This is a truth that belongs to the both of us. Like, this truth also has something to do with me. So I deserve to know. The fact that you keep on hiding it and keep on saying, yeah, I don't know, you have to find out yourself. No, Ratan told us we have to look it for ourselves. But the fact that he's just not opening up tells us that he doesn't trust us. And that means we can't trust him. Like, you have to open your mouth in a relationship. You don't have to spill everything about yourself, but things that include me, you have to tell me. Because that's also a sign of respect. You respect me. You respect me, so you want me to know what I need to know. Not letting me go through all this trouble to find myself, and in the end I feel like I have no one by my side. I rushed to calm things down and spoke more softly. I'm just sick and tired of being kept in the dark. If I'm really as important to you as you say, why are you keeping something else from me? You already know everything about you and me. I've nothing more to hide. Don't be so hard on me. I would have done anything to win you over to my side. So you're not hiding anything else from me? Only the sins of my family, but not my own. That doesn't tell me anything. And yet my conscience is clear, but I can't guarantee that someone else won't try to get you involved in their games. AMRIT put his fingers under my chin and lifted my face. I know you don't trust me because of what happened in the past. I'll make it up to you. It just takes time. I believe that. But Amala, don't do this anymore. Don't accuse me and don't raise your voice with me. Being disrespected annoys me greatly. Oh, I'm sorry. Aren't you disrespecting me right now? He looked at me openly, even tenderly, but there was also something arrogant about it, a sense of superiority. Exactly, nuh-uh. I wanted to wipe that expression off his face. Path of loyalty. I leaned a little closer as if I wanted to kiss his neck. AMRIT immediately put his arm around my waist, allowing my lips to get close to his ear. Let's go. The sensual atmosphere quickly disappeared when instead of a kiss, I grabbed his collar and hissed softly, "Thank you." Oh, I love her. Yes, she is me. Let's go. She's not saying, "Oh, we're romantic. We're in love. So we're destined to find each other. So we're gonna be together forever." She's not having the distress this man is pulling. I love her. She's me. I literally would have done the same. I wouldn't recommend you to keep treating me this way, Mr. Dubai. It's not going to end well. He laughed softly. I knew you were going to say something like that and that you weren't going to kiss me. I'm glad I was right. Oh, nice. So you can't figure me out. Beautiful, because I can too. We stared at each other for a few moments, neither of us wanting to be the first to look away. His arrogant expression made me feel a myriad of conflicting emotions, as unstable as a cocktail of explosives. If you want to be respected, sir, you have to respect me too, because you're not a superior. I'm not superior to you, and you're not superior to me. We are in the same step, because we're both making part of one of the most powerful families. That's why we were destined by the gods to find each other and to fall in love and whatever. To strengthen this union. You can't just keep on talking down to me. We're on the same step. So behave like we're on the same step. You can talk to me however you want, and I can talk to you however I want. That's not how things work. But its shockwave could destroy everything on its path. Common sense, pride, fear, caution, let's go. Everything that kept us from being together. Everything I wished I could forget about to allow myself to feel safe with AMRIT. This time was no exception. After just a few moments of internal struggle, fighting against our irresistible attraction, what happened next was inevitable. Not giving a damn about anything, AMRIT yanked me closer and I reached for his lips. Our greedy hot kiss made me go weak at my knees, forcing me to cling to his strong torso. All we could afford right then was just one single moment of dizzying passion before parting ways. His fingers shamelessly squeezed my hips, my breasts, my waist. My fingers brazenly threaded through his thick curly hair, my arms around his neck. You and AMRIT deserve each other. In which way are you talking about? What exactly do you mean by that? We deserve each other because we're both horrible? Then okay, I understand. Yeah, because they are both filled with contradictions and hypocritical. Because they keep on saying, yeah, I can't stand that you're like this, but at a few seconds later, they jump each other's bones. So literally, oh my god. I can't. We only had a few moments to let go of all self-control, and then we had to come to our senses and pull away from each other. AMRIT was breathing heavily. He licked his lips. I could see from his face that he didn't expect his body to react so strongly, but it wasn't a feeling he was afraid of. On the contrary, it turned him on even more. He likes the power we have over him. Like I said, he's a bottom. That's a hell of a way to say goodbye, Amala. It's this damn connection, otherwise it wouldn't have happened. I'm really mad at you. It's a little too late to prevent to be a prude. Oh! It was already too late the moment you started pressing your every curve against me. You took your time to caress me. Sir, you were the one with the most, you were having the most out of this. Don't be mad at me. My Maharini. All right, that means wife, right? If only you knew how much I've done for you. Giving me a knowing smile, Amrit turned around and walked away. What the hell? If you knew all I've done for you? What does that even mean? A couple of days later, after Amrit's people found several apartments for me to choose from, I broke the news to the Chauhans. On the same day, I also told Kiran, and he was overjoyed. No more Chauhans. But why, Amala? Why go to all this trouble when you can keep living with us? It feels awful to suspect people who haven't done anything wrong yet, but Amrit has told me many times that I have no friends here. There's something strange going on with Kiran, and there's obviously something the Dozen and the sect are not telling me. To hell with trust. Path of loyalty, I don't want to inconvenience you any longer. You must be tired of us. Not at all. It's been a long time since this place was so lively and fun. Please stay. I love Aryan. Thank you, but we have already found a new home, and it's time for us to leave. I love Aryan. Since you're so sure about this, why don't you at least give me a spare key? What if there's an emergency? Priyanka, she's so cute. Sorry. I can send our cook to you so that you won't have to worry about one more chore. She'll bring you delicious food. Priyanka! I couldn't help but think that it sounded pretty convenient. I shrugged my shoulders. Well, I do work long hours and I don't have a lot of time to cook. I haven't cooked since I came to Calcutta. That's right. And the boy's growing up. He needs to eat proper meals. Kiran looked at me pointedly, clearly annoyed. I frowned slightly, tilting my head to one side questioningly, but he just looked away. Exactly, silence. If you can't tell me what's going on, why are you getting upset? Do I have to solve your puzzles too now? Ooh, girl. I cut him some slack. He's going through something. I gave Priyanka my spare key and she attached it to her keyring. I'll sleep more soundly now. You trust Priyanka and gave her your spare key. Well, if you made up your mind and you're all packed up, we'll help you move. Thank you, but Amrit Dubai's people will be here soon. Is Mr. Dubai helping you? Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't even ask you about the reception when you came back in the morning. Did it go well? Did you find out everything? By everything, she clearly meant Kali Yuga and the assistance of Kali Go. I arched an eyebrow and answered curtly, Yes. Did you agree with the young master? Did you like everything? Did he inform you of his intentions? Suddenly I found myself bombarded with questions I had absolutely no intention of answering. When you say liked everything, do you mean the murderers in honor of God is whatever, right? Oh! God is whatever? You should fear her wrath. Priyanka. Kiran, please don't. This sounds so interesting coming from Shaiviti, Mrs. Chauhan. At least you told me that you follow Shaivism. We must go now. We have a lot to do. But we'll get back to this later, right? Independence. I'm not so sure about that. I'm afraid I'm very busy, and I'm sure you are too. The sect and the Dozen are so much trouble, right? Amala, you can find the time for everything if you really want to. Then I don't want to. Woo! Just like you when you didn't answer my questions. Kiran clearly liked my reply, but Priyanka definitely didn't. Priyanka will remember the way you said goodbye. Honestly, same. You want answers from me, but you don't answer yourself. Then don't expect me to answer. Kiran, bring your things downstairs. I'm going to go change. That was funny. I felt happy at the thought that I no longer had to obey someone else's house rules and force myself to smile when I just wanted to be angry. No more pretending to be friendly and happy instead of showing the real emotions ragging inside me. It wasn't until that moment that I realized how much I was used to the role of the head of the family. I fell into that role spontaneously as I handled the chores at home and the issues with the store all on my own. I had lost the habit of taking orders from others. No matter what anyone says, I've definitely inherited my grandmother's temper. Kiran might behave like a rebellious teenager at times, but he's still a gentle and sensitive person. On the contrary, I'm ready to go to great length to achieve what I want. With these thoughts, I began to change. I'm gonna go with this. This is much more beautiful than the other one. I decided to style my hair so that it wouldn't be in my face. Honestly, at this point in time, I don't like any of them. You know what? Give me a second. Great, now I just need to gather my toiletries. While packing my things, I realized that I had never used the perfume that I had brought on one of my first days there. I was just too busy being swept away by everything happening around me. I think I bought this perfume set right after we found the first corpse in Calcutta. There are 3 bottles in the package. I'll probably only keep one and leave the other 2. I took the perfume in my hands. Nothing. Woody nuts. I don't know. Juicy pear and fresh basil. Woody notes and tobacco. Red, orange, and amber. I don't know. Sir, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, sensual fragrance. You know what? Then we're gonna go with sensual fragrance. Come on. Independence, arrogant, and a little cheeky. It will give me confidence. You will wear the perfume you chose. Let's go. When I was done packing, it was time to leave. Dubai's attendant was waiting for us outside. Let's go. Go with the sensual perfume. Oh my god, I can't. Priyanka and Aryan clearly didn't want to stop saying goodbye. A single look from Shekha, however, was enough for them to stop their small talk and hurry away. Get in, miss. I'm told that you already have the keys, so I gather you decided which home you wanted. Yes, I trusted Dubai and Vaish with this choice. I didn't want to delay moving by going around looking at apartments. I liked how deferentially he spoke to me now. It was very different from the last time we met. After loading our things in the trunk, Shekha opened the car door for Kiran. Get in, young master. We're ready to go. How often do you run errands for Mr. Dubai? Literally, he's the main man. I only serve him. You're the first one for whom he pulled me away from his own affairs. That's very flattering, and it means that Shekha must know a lot about AMRIT's affairs. With these thoughts, I left the Chauhan's house. We stopped in front of a nice-looking apartment building. The streets seemed safe and beautifully ornate. Fence surrounded the house. Shekha took our things out of the car. A moment later, we went inside and walked upstairs. Ratan and Amrit had quickly decided on the building, making sure that it was located in a good neighborhood. Choosing an apartment will affect your respect points as well as improve the relationship with Ratan or Amrit, of course. Like, we just love spending gems. But they gave me the choice between 2 apartments. One I could afford it by myself, the other I had to rely on the men's generosity. Okay. Shock me. That's nice, actually. Okay. This is actually giving me Indian vibes. And that as well. Oh, there are books. So this must probably be Amrit's thing. That's funny. Oh, okay. Another bedroom? Both men's choice, the green one. Ratan's choice? Okay. Oh, Amrit's choice? My choice. This is so ridiculous. Amrit's choice, go off. We're his rude, we have to pay his. Respect, okay. Kiran whistled in amazement once he entered the flat. Is this where we're going to live? Wow, Mala. Sounds like you being away from our shop is doing wonders for its sales numbers. This house looks posh. From one rich place to the other, huh? Did you choose it? Not really. It's AMRIT who'll pay the rent. Ooh! We're letting the men pay. Your relationship with AMRIT has improved. He furnished the flat to his taste especially for you. Now that's something cute. You should stop spraying around the Shakti energy of yours. Clearly it makes people go completely insane. You're silly. You'd better unpack. Lima and Killian are coming to visit soon. I haven't seen them in such a long time. I was glad that Kiran was still able to joke around, considering everything he had learned the day before. He was holding up pretty well. I was very proud of him. Nice one. Kiran settled down in the only bedroom, and I took the living room. I felt safer that way. I felt terribly guilty about the stunt I had pulled at the Dubai's mansion when I decided to wipe away Ratan's Mendi. I guess I was too used to them watching my back and protecting me from real danger. I shouldn't have let my guard down. I shouldn't be arrogant, let alone rely entirely on someone else. This is not what my mother and grandmother taught me. Mom, should I discuss this with Kiran? I saw her with her throat slit. She's obviously dead. She already had multiple shocks as of late. Our family, the sect, the gods. As if on cue, Kiran entered the room. It's a nice place. You can walk around without anyone talking your ear off. Kiran, are you thinking about Miss Chauhan? Yes, I was so tired of feeling like I'd been suddenly adopted. At that moment, I decided, tell him. He must understand what we're dealing with and why this is so important to me. Someone killed our mother here. We both have to keep our eyes open. He's 14, and he asked to be treated as an adult. I'll show him what it's like to deal with adult responsibilities, how it feels when shitty news doesn't wait for the right moment, but barges into real life uninvited. I learned that when I was 14, girl. I learned that when I was 14. I cleared my throat, patting the spot next to me on the sofa. Sit down, we need to talk. Kiran didn't ask any questions and did as he was told. I hadn't been very talkative in the past couple of days, and he decided not to push his luck. What is it? It doesn't matter, though. I'm already nervous. Kiran, you and I were discussing our visions, remember? The most recent events have proved that this is not just nonsense. I described to him how I saw our mother in the mirror, how she was bleeding, crying, apologizing, and warning us. Kiran listened in silence, frowning occasionally. Not a single emotion flashed across his face, so I think she's probably dead. Kiran found out about your mother's fate. This will affect the plot. Here? What? Here in Calcutta. Do you think she died here? I was a little taken aback by how calm Kiran looked, but I answered anyway. Yes, I think she was asking me to stay away from those who killed her. But she didn't give you any names? No. Are you alright? These are all just speculations. Many things went differently for her. Yes, I think I'm fine. It's something I've thought about before, but it's easier to resent her if I think she's still alive. On the other hand, death is the only good excuse for why our mother never contacted us, not even once. I put my hand on Kiran's knee, squeezing it sympathetically. There is no need to resent her. I think she didn't leave us, but was instead trying to protect us. I think she disappeared for a reason. Rage of a Goddess. Let's go with the rage. I finally realized that Rage of the Goddess is good. I thought these goodness and rage points from the goddess were if you have rage points, that means that the goddess is gonna, pull your leg. And if you have goodness points, she's gonna try to help you or something. I don't know, help you find the right path or something. But I didn't think that goodness points in this in this game is a bad thing, because we can be quite ruthless when we have the good points. So in the next playthrough, I'm gonna try to get the rage points. Are you suggesting that all those people we met may be to blame for it? That's why I decided to stay here, to find out more. Kira nodded understandingly, but I could see that my words really shocked him. A positive attitude toward your mother in the past has determined your thoughts in the present. Let's go. I decided to change the subject. We should invite our friends to eat out. Not here. We don't have any food at all. Okay, I didn't actually think that either of us was going to start cooking. Come on. We spent the next hour in silence unpacking. At lunchtime, Kieran and I went downstairs. But before leaving, I stopped him and asked, Are you really okay after everything that happened at the Dubais? He shrugged his shoulders, impassive. I don't know. I'm overwhelmed, but at the same time I feel calmer. I've never denied the existence of God, but I haven't seen any proof of it either. After learning all this, it's like I got rid of a lot of unnecessary questions, but I got some more too. Now I keep thinking about what the hell is going on up there. No wonder. The younger we are, the faster and easier we adapt to new circumstances. It was a shock to me, but Kieran has taken it much better. I just don't understand how these people have the gall to hurt others, even in the name of the real deity. And I don't understand what you have to do with it. Kindness, okay. What are a few lives cost? What are a few lives lost compared to the safety of the whole world? Relatively speaking, is it worth more to save 10 lives or 1 billion? And those 10 will die anyway at some point, along with everyone else. The sect said that this yoga of theirs is still a long way off. The longer we do nothing, the sooner and scarier it will be. So are you fine with all this? The murders, the blood, the cult of some goddess? I am, Kiran. I know the reasons behind these actions are good, and you should understand that too. He didn't answer. He was clearly confused by my words, but they still made him think. Oh, the dog. We arrived at the cafe where my colleagues were already waiting for us. I was surprised to see also Gabriel with Killian and Lima. Let's go. Mr. Grant? I invited him. Oh, Lima. You? I didn't want to sound rude, so I stopped myself from saying more, even though it took me quite some effort. Why did you bring him here, Lima? But Kiran greeted us, then turned to Gabriel. Hey, you should order the vegetables, but not the fish. I've been here before. Kiran! I knew you had my back, mate. Honestly, Gabriel, slay me. I knew you were looking out for me. That's funny. They exchanged some kind of special handshake. The three of us looked at them surprised. Oh my god. Apparently, they must have become friends during the time they spent together. That's so cute. I'll say hello. Smile. Catching Gabriel's eye, I smiled at him. You and Gabriel have a friendly relationship. I invited Gabriel so that the 4 of us could discuss something. Well, okay, the 5 of us. Kiran grinned at her. As usual, everyone around him couldn't resist his charm. After everyone ordered, I dared to speak first. Since Mr. Grant is here, is this a work meeting? I actually just wanted to invite you to see my new place, show you where I'm living now. It's funny that you think of me only when it comes to working. Sorry, you never said anything else. Don't get me wrong, it's just that at this point I'm here for personal reasons. Lima and Killian are helping me because they're some of the best people on the planet, that's why, and he's not. I like the sound of that, but I'm not one to fall for flattery. I am. Keep going. Lima. Me. Slow down. Surely that's not why you invited me here. Don't forget this isn't an official work meeting, and you're not in charge. And you're clearly enjoying that. Yes. Oh, I'm enjoying it too, Gabriel. Let's go, Amala. Same. There was a round of chuckles. Once our small talk was over, we finally got down to business. You and Gabriel get along pretty well. Lima and Killian like that. Kiran quickly realized that he was better off not getting involved in the conversation. When our food arrived, he dug into his plate, just silently listening to us. I'll give it to you straight. I asked Gabriel for help. Not with the investigation, but with what you're doing right now. It was unexpected, and at first I didn't even understand what Lima was getting at. Respect, let's go. Then the pieces of the puzzle fell into place. I grinned. Oh yes, you have a bone to pick with the Dubais, right? You found out that I'm close to them and decided to try your luck. How clever. You suspect Gabriel's motives after taking a walk with him. That's a pretty rough way of putting it. It's a lot more complicated than that. Listen, Amala. What? Gabriel relaxed back in his chair as if our discussion didn't concern him. Basically, we have one common goal, to take on the local elite. But what's your motive? Mine is clear. I want to figure things out because my life has changed dramatically since I came to Calcutta. But you? We all have our motives. Punishing criminals, earning prestige or money, advancing in our careers. And a lot more, considering all that we've seen. Killian continued. Yes, but in the end, it's all about the Dubais. They control Calcutta. The tiger guards the forest, and the forest protects the tiger. They guard their territory, maintaining order. The city returns the favor. That's why the local cover for them. That's why we need Gabriel. We haven't seen each other a lot lately, and I was thinking about what to do next. I happen to study the local hierarchy. We can't leave without finishing what we started here. The locals are being too arrogant. They've forgotten from whose supervision they were freed not that long ago. Gabriel. I could try to hire some mercenaries to help us even the odds at the right moment. The right moment? Are you talking about a direct confrontation? If that's the only way out, then yes. You surely understand that not everything can be resolved through peaceful means, right? Thank you, Gabriel, me. Even if that's all we're allowed to use. The main thing is to know how to deal with the consequences. The end could indeed justify the means. Minus respect. You three should know well what I'm talking about, right? Ooh. I still remember how furious the ambassador was when you had to cover your asses. I was innocent. Your attempt to break into the local police archive did not go smoothly, and everyone found out about it. But we're talking about murders here. Kiran had been very quiet. He even tried not to make a sound while eating, which was clear sign that he was very nervous. So you think we should just get rid of them if we get a chance to? The dark mother won't let you get away with that. This is a question. Oh my god. This is actually a choice. That's shameful. I don't think you should immediately get rid of them. You're meant to be here to prevent atrocities from being committed, and yet you're ready to do the same yourself. Then what's the difference between you and them? For us, this would be the last resource. It's not something we regularly take pleasure in doing. What did the Dubais do to you, Mr. Grant? It's important for me to finish these doing things once I start them. I don't leave investigations unsolved. If a case is challenging, I'm even more eager to crack it. That's when things get interesting. Gabriel and me. It's also a personal grudge that Mr. Dubai gave me such a smug look at the festival that he nearly lost all his teeth for it. That sounds very professional. That's so funny. I'm also hoping for a promotion after this Calcutta job. Obviously, this will not happen if I return empty-handed. It all comes down to this family, and there is no way to get to them, and you happen to be close to them. I was hoping that together we could be able to deal with the Dubais. We can hold those bastards accountable for what they have done. I held my head in my hands, dejected. Clearly Gabriel had no idea what he was talking about. I'm not going to tell Grant everything I know. Killian and Lima are one thing, but he's another. If Gabriel learns about the Kalika and Amrit finds out, we'll have another team leader losing his head. You don't have the full picture, Mr. Grant. This family is not only protected by the city and its people. There are also forces at play beyond the human grasp. You can take that however you like. He doesn't need to interpret anything. He'll see it for himself if we go back to Klipagrami. I agree, and there's no more than one reason for that. Remember what you told me about the woman you've been living with? About the fact that she was always going on about that village. Priyanka seemed to shudder. She shook her head, clearly at a loss for words. There are places you shouldn't go back to. That's why I tried to dissuade you from going to Klipagrami. And the locals were discussing that place too? Why did he go all this time way there? Why did he go all the way there? That to that cursed land is bringing bad luck on all of us. That's what I told him, and he said those tourists paid them well. They really wanted to see what the fire happened. Well, to hell with them. They are asking for trouble. Due respect, let's go. Right? The place seemed creepy, but it's not as scary as everyone says. Or maybe we just didn't see whatever we were supposed to be so scared of. We missed something. Thanks to your analysis, the task force decided to take another look at Clipagrammi. Lima took out her notebook where she often scribbled down some notes. The pages were covered in her scrawled handwriting. I was studying a folder that we found back in the police archive. I spent a lot of time translating it, but it wasn't worth it. There's nothing particularly surprising there. However, we all leaned forward, interested. Okay. I made a list to explain my point more clearly. There's a huge gap. The first victim was in 1957, but the other 5 are in 1980. We've already discussed this, but it caught my eye again. I don't think it makes sense to rely on data we gathered in the past. Much of it turned out to be false anyway. That's not the weird part, Killian. There are many inconsistencies in the files, and some of the records seem to be cut off right as they get to the most important part. Some paragraphs seem to have been removed from the descriptions. The real meaning is lost. What real meaning? What are you getting at? I think there was more than one murder in Clipagrammi Amala. I think there were many more. I know. Ratan told me about it, but they all took place a long time ago. If they are related to that case 20 years ago, then it wasn't a long time ago. Kiran dared to add. Maybe something happened in that village, and they wanted to hide evidence. At least that's what it looks like. My stomach twisted. Bitterly, I remembered the book written by Merali Patlil. My family is from Clipagrammi, but back in those years, they no longer lived there. In 1952, when the primordial Jani happened, they were living here in Calcutta. And yet, something bad happened there. I'm pretty sure of it. What exactly did the police try so hard to keep out of Sanji's case file? Clipagrammi is where my ancestors lived. If I'm looking for answers about my family, that's where they might be. There was definitely something going on there. I think that nothing has changed in that village. There could have been other victims. This isn't connected to the ritual murders. I would say there could have been other victims. Maybe there are not only 6 but 40. 23 years ago, 20 years of silence and no murders? I doubt they were just leading a peaceful life. That's what I'm talking about. What the hell happened there? Your assumption will play a part in the story. Okay. Have you walked around everywhere in that place? Did you go into the forest or the shore? No, you should have seen that village. You can't do much walking around there. What are you looking for? The truth. Answers about my family and leverage over the Dubais. What does your family have to do with this? And what leverage are you trying to find there? You'll see for yourself. I'm sure it won't leave you indifferent. We had to return to that village. There must have been a reason why the locals shunned it and were afraid to discuss it. We're back to square one. At least a big advantage is that the Chauhans and the Dubais won't find out about this trip. I don't have to report to anyone now. Let's go. We're all being shady. Let's go. You're all being kept in the dark. Stay where you are. We spent the next half an hour planning how to get there. Killian offered to rent a car and drive himself. It was also decided that we all should go. It could be dangerous in Clipagrammi, but leaving Kiran alone seemed even more of a bad idea. He seemed very happy with this decision. His mood improved, although he still looked a little quiet. On the way back home, we all started chatting with each other. So you're living all alone now? You don't even know your neighbors? As your our military attaché, would you like to officially guard her? I think Amala is strong enough to call me if she needs me. Oh, Killian. Why did you ask that, Gabriel? Maybe that's what you wanted to? Maybe that's what you want to do? Oh, yes, I'd love to. Protecting the lady makes you feel really nice, Gabriel. Really, what happened to that Gabriel who's annoyed by anything that can distract him from his work? Well, technically this would be work. Also, I wouldn't be there all the time. In other words, he's not looking for anything serious. Dropping by once or twice a week to relax a little, and that's it. Although, sometimes I wouldn't say no to releasing some tension. If you give your key to Gabriel, you will see each other more often. Oh my god, can I do that? Can I do that? Can I give him my key? Honestly, I'm a mess. I'm a mess. I'm messy. So you know which option I'm gonna pick, right? Would you like a spare key, Gabriel? Look at all those gems I spent. After a long day, sometimes you just want to have dinner and talk to someone. I hate myself. Well, or something like that. Killian and Lima's eyes widened at my proposal. Kiran added, yes, that would be great. Killian quipped, oh. Kiran, they might not be talking about what you think they're talking about. Oh my god, Killian knows. He knows. What do you mean? You're way too young, Killian. You know, you're way too young, Kiran. You don't want to know. Killian seemed amused and Kiran was clearly confused. Kiran is so cute. You're way too young. You don't know. You don't know. Gabriel bowed slightly, his eyes flickering with interest. Of course I'll take it, and I'll figure out how to brighten up your evenings after long, hard days of work. He's trying the flirty approach. Let's go. Only someone who can read between the lines can guess it. Yeah, Lima. Lima was clearly shocked by our obvious flirting. Yes, let's go. But she didn't say anything. I made a mental note to talk to her at some point later. I don't want to upset Lima, but Gabriel is attractive. I can't put her feelings before mine. I'm pretty sure that this has to do with the goodness of Goddess. I gave Grant the key. Gabriel has your key. Your relationship has improved. He will visit you. Let's go visit me. That's the only thing that our little AMRIT deserves. Once we arrived at the house, we said goodbye, but not for long. We planned to soon return to Klibagrami as a new, larger group. I could already tell that our trip was going to be unforgettable. Rata must have seen this and must know everything, but he doesn't seem like someone who is entirely on the side of the Dubais. I have the feeling that he's only going with the flow. I mean, not entirely with the flow. He has his own values. He has his own opinion. He says his opinion and he stays there and speaks up for them, acting that he's on their side if he thinks that it's beneficial for everything in general. Like, he sees the bigger picture. And if he's not having something, then he's either staying silent or he, like, disappears, like he's not showing up. Like, he's not saying, yeah, I'm completely on the Dubai side, so I'm gonna go with whatever they say is right. He's seeing everything from a neutral perspective, like from a neutral approach. He approaches everything neutral. And of course he cares about us, Ratan, so of course he's a little defensive when it comes to us. And he always wants to help us, so I love this man. I hope we see him. He and Amrit seem to have some sort of arrangement between them, yet I don't see the point in trying to hide anything from him. Let's wait and see how things will turn out. Oh, let's go. This story was a little longer, and also a lot of money was spent. But that's fine. I actually love this. We could actually give this man our spare key. Let's have some fun. Our flirting was real. I love this. That's what Amrit deserves, as long as he doesn't show that he actually cares about us and treats us as equals, not that he's above me. If it's a role play in bed, that's another thing, okay? But at the end of the day, you know that you respect one another. And he's just seeing things as funny, as in he only thinks about himself. Yeah, I got a gorgeous girlfriend now, a gorgeous wife, a gorgeous mother of my child, and that's all I see. I see that I'm attractive to you. I see that I get a boner every time you touch me. I don't know. And that's everything for him. I don't know that he likes or character. I don't know. But it all seems like it's easy for him. Like, he says, yeah, you've been granted to me by the gods, so there's no way that you're gonna leave me. And I'm not having that, because that seems like he's taking us for granted. And I'm not having that. So we're gonna see what happens in the next episode. I have the feeling that I have the feeling that I'm playing with fire. But those but I like Gabriel. It's over with Killian, and I think we had a nice part away. After I didn't try like to do him dirty like that and say, yeah, we're together. And then in the second season, I'm starting to get more with AMRIT, and like I'm gonna leave Killian away. So I'm gonna play this through. Let's see what happens. Like I said, I don't know anything, and I have the feeling I started something. But anyway, yeah. Let me stop. I hope you enjoyed it. Tell me in the comments below what you think was best, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.